I heard the click of the front door and froze, knife mid-chop above the cutting board. That sound, the one I used to wait for, heart fluttering with anticipation, like the first beat of a drum signaling home, now twisted my stomach into knots. Sarah had returned. I knew it before I even saw her. Not from intuition, but from the silence that followed the door, heavy and tense, carrying with it a perfume that wasn't hers. Or at least it wasn't just hers. Turned slowly. There she was, suitcase in hand, hair loose over her shoulders, eyes sharp and guarded. And behind her, a shadow of someone I'd once known, someone I thought I had left behind in a distant chapter of her life, Mark. My grip on the knife tightened, though I didn't need it. This was no kitchen accident waiting to happen. No, this was war, and the first shot had already been fired. "Don't start," Sarah said, her voice smooth, rehearsed, like she had prepared it for this moment for weeks. I looked at her, really looked. The woman I had loved for 10 years, laughed with, fought with, dreamed with. She was standing there as if nothing had happened. And yet, the air between us screamed otherwise. I set the knife down with a soft clatter, not because I was scared, but because I was done playing the role of the forgiving husband. I stepped toward the desk where I kept our legal files and pulled out the papers I had never thought I'd use. Divorce. Her eyebrows arched slightly, almost a smirk. Divorce papers. Really, Alex? I felt no need to hide the hurt, no need to cloak the rage that was slowly boiling into icy resolve. I handed them to her without a word. My throat was tight, my hands trembling just slightly. Not with fear, but with the culmination of months of suspicion, of late-night doubts, of the gut-wrenching feeling that I had ignored for far too long. Her gaze flicked to the papers, and for a fleeting second, I thought I saw shock, maybe guilt. Then the mask settled back over her face. "It's already over," I whispered, my voice low, calm, deadly. I didn't shout. I didn't need to. The weight of that sentence carried with it the finality of every broken promise, every lie I had caught her in, every stolen glance and whispered secret that should have been mine to hold. Mark shifted behind her, uncomfortable, unsure. I could feel his presence like a cold draft through the room, but my anger wasn't aimed at him. It was aimed at the woman I had loved. She opened her mouth, but I silenced her before the rehearsed words could fall. "Don't." One word. Enough. I leaned against the counter, looking at her, really looking, and saw all the cracks in the image I had held onto. I remembered the way she laughed at his jokes during our trip last summer, the way her hand lingered in his longer than it should have, the late-night texts she thought I wouldn't notice. Every small thing that I had brushed off as harmless, every instinct I had suppressed in the name of love, they all made sense now. She tried to speak again, this time softer, more pleading. "Alex, I can explain." Explain. I almost laughed. It came out as a bitter, hollow chuckle. "Explain what, Sarah? That you spent a week with your ex while I was trusting you. That you were honest about your intentions. Or that I should just pretend I didn't see the texts, didn't see the hotel check-ins, didn't see your innocent selfies together." Her eyes welled, but there was no real apology there. Not the kind that could heal this fracture. Only the kind that tried to mend appearances. And I wasn't buying it. Not anymore. I sat down heavily, burying my face in my hands. The house, which had once felt warm and full of laughter, felt empty now, sterile, echoing with the ghosts of trust one had foolishly placed in her. I could feel my chest tighten, a pressure that made every breath feel borrowed. My mind raced, circling the memory of how we had met, how we had planned a future, how we had whispered about growing old together. And now, all of that was gone, replaced by a jagged void I couldn't fill. Sarah's voice broke through my spiral. "Alex, please. I made a mistake. It's complicated. You don't understand." "I understand enough," I said, my voice raw, tinged with grief. "I understand that the person I married, the woman I loved, doesn't exist anymore. Or maybe she never did. I understand that trust is gone. And I understand that I can't. I won't keep pretending." She stepped closer, desperation creeping into her movements. "I still love you." The words fell flat. "Me." a hollow echo bouncing off the walls of my shattered heart. I looked at her, really looked, and saw the truth in her eyes, or maybe the absence of it. Love isn't just a word. It isn't a statement made when convenient. Love is action, and she had acted against it repeatedly. I shook my head. Love isn't what you're showing me, Sarah. You're showing me desire, less comfort. Something that has nothing to do with us, with what we built. She faltered, a flicker of fear, or maybe regret, crossing her face. I didn't mean. You didn't mean to get caught, I finished for her. But you did. And now it's over. The silence that followed was suffocating. Mark's presence faded into the background, irrelevant. He was a shadow in the ruins of my marriage, a reminder of everything I had lost. I wanted to scream, to cry, to hit something, to make the world feel something that mirrored the chaos inside me. But I couldn't. All I could do was sit there and let the finality of my decision settle like a stone in my chest. Sarah looked at the papers again, her hands trembling this time. For the first time, maybe, she saw the consequences of her actions. She tried to reach for them, maybe hoping I would take them back, maybe hoping I would forgive. But my hand shot out, stopping hers. No, I said. It's yours to read. But it doesn't change anything. I've made peace with what I need to do. You should too. Her lips quivered, a soft sob escaping before she caught herself. Alex. I held up a hand. Don't. Save it. All the words in the world won't undo what's been done. They won't bring back the nights I cried alone, wondering if I was enough. They won't erase the image of you with him in my mind. And they won't fix this. I stood, my hands shaking now, not with anger but with exhaustion. The emotional toll had hit me like a tidal wave I hadn't anticipated. I felt hollow, raw, exposed. You need to leave, I said, voice steady but brittle. Take your things. Take him. Take whatever you think you're owed. But you're not leaving with me. You're not leaving with us. She glanced at Mark, who gave a subtle shrug, almost apologetic, almost guilty. She said nothing. I didn't expect her to. The silence itself was an admission. As they walked out, the door clicking shut behind them, I sank to the floor. The house was quiet again. The normalcy, the comfort, the sense of home, it was gone, replaced by emptiness. And yet, amidst the ache, a small ember of relief glimmered. Relief that the waiting was over, relief that I no longer had to navigate the lies, relief that I could finally breathe again. Hours later, I found myself staring at the divorce papers. My signature was bold, decisive. The act itself didn't erase the pain, but it crystallized the truth. I had chosen myself. I had chosen honesty, integrity, and the right to heal over the illusion of a love that had decayed. I didn't know what the future held. The idea of waking up without her, of walking past an empty bedroom, of rebuilding a life alone, terrified me. But it also gave me a strange sense of power. I could rebuild. I could reclaim what was mine. My heart, battered though it was, would learn to trust again. Slowly, painfully, but it would. For now, I sat on the couch, clutching a mug of lukewarm coffee, letting the grief wash over me. The house, once filled with laughter and life, echoed back my sorrow. But the echo wasn't empty, it was mine. My pain. My release. My freedom. And in that moment, I whispered to the empty room, more to myself than to anyone else. It's already over. And it was.